Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to give you something powerful. In just 15 minutes, we have the opportunity to change the way we think, to change the way we approach life's challenges, and to change the way we perceive ourselves. We are going to embark on a journey toward developing a growth mindset. Our mindset shapes the way we experience life. It influences our thoughts, behaviors, actions, and even the outcomes we achieve. At the heart of personal growth and success is the understanding that mindset is not just a reflection of who we are, it is the foundation upon which everything is built. The way we perceive challenges, our capacity for learning, and even how we define success is all determined by the mindset we adopt. So when we talk about mindset, we are referring to the lens through which we view the world. It's the internal framework that guides our decisions, governs our responses, and forms our self-beliefs. A fixed mindset believes that abilities and intelligence are set traits, something we are born with or without. This mindset leads people to shy away from challenges and avoid failure at all costs, because failure in this context feels like a confirmation of limitations. If you believe your abilities are fixed, you may avoid taking risks for fear of revealing weakness or incapacity. On the other hand, a growth mindset is based on the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed with effort, perseverance, and a willingness to learn. Those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats. Failure is not something to fear, but something to learn from. People with a growth mindset do not shy away from difficulties. Instead, they embrace them with the understanding that each challenge is a stepping stone toward greater skill, competence, and resilience. One of the greatest powers of mindset is that it determines how we approach life's most defining moments. When faced with obstacles or setbacks, those with a fixed mindset are more likely to give up, convinced that they have reached their limit. They may say to themselves, "I'm just not good enough," or "I can't do this." In contrast, those with a growth mindset look at the same obstacles and say, "This is tough, but I can learn from this," or "I will try a different approach until I succeed." They understand that abilities are not static and that growth comes through effort, adaptation, and persistence. The mindset also affects how we view success and failure. In a fixed mindset, success is seen as a confirmation of inherent ability, and failure is a personal shortcoming. But for someone with a growth mindset, success is the result of effort and learning, while failure is simply part of the journey to improvement. This shift in perspective allows individuals to focus on progress rather than perfection, allowing them to stay motivated and continue striving toward their goals. The power of mindset extends beyond individual growth. It impacts relationships, work performance, and even how we see the world around us. A growth mindset fosters an openness to new ideas, collaboration, and constructive feedback. It creates an environment where learning and development are valued over perfection and where people feel empowered to take risks, innovate, and push beyond their limits. The power of a growth mindset isn't just in how it shapes individual outcomes, it also has the potential to transform entire communities and organizations. Ultimately, understanding the power of mindset is about recognizing that we are not bound by our current limitations. Whether we are facing personal challenges, professional hurdles, or societal obstacles, the way we perceive our capacity to overcome these challenges is determined by the mindset we choose to adopt. A growth mindset allows us to see possibilities where others see barriers, to keep going when others stop, and to turn every failure into an opportunity for greater learning and development. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth and transformation. It is the ability to look inward and recognize our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and their impact on ourselves and others. It allows us to examine the patterns that shape our lives and make conscious decisions that align with our goals and values. Without self-awareness, we are often reactive to life's events, unable to fully understand our responses or make deliberate changes. It is through self-awareness that we gain the clarity and insight needed to create positive shifts in our mindset and actions. To develop self-awareness, we first need to understand that it goes beyond surface-level reflection. It's not just about identifying what we're doing right or wrong. Self-awareness requires an honest examination of our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. It involves recognizing the underlying beliefs that drive our behaviors, the motivations behind our decisions, and the emotional triggers that influence our reactions. When we become self-aware, we gain a deeper understanding of why we behave the way we do, and this understanding gives us the power to change. One of the most important aspects of self-awareness is recognizing our own limiting beliefs. These beliefs are often deeply ingrained in us, shaped by past experiences, societal influences, and personal fears. Limiting beliefs can create invisible barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. For instance, a person may believe that they are not capable of success, or that failure is a reflection of their worth, which ultimately leads to self-sabotage. Through self-awareness, we can identify these beliefs and challenge them. We can ask ourselves why we believe certain things and whether they are truly serving us. In doing so, we can replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones that align with our true potential. Self-awareness also helps us become more attuned to our emotions and how they affect our actions. Often we act on impulse or react without fully understanding why we feel a certain way. Whether it's anger, fear, sadness, or joy, our emotions can cloud our judgment and lead to decisions that are not in line with our long-term goals. By cultivating self-awareness, we learn to pause and reflect before acting, recognizing when emotions are influencing our decisions. This ability to observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them allows us to make more thoughtful choices and respond more effectively to challenging situations. Furthermore, self-awareness is critical for personal accountability. It enables us to take ownership of our actions and their consequences. When we are self-aware, we are less likely to blame external circumstances or other people for our problems. Instead, we recognize our role in creating or perpetuating situations, and we take responsibility for making changes. This level of accountability is essential for growth, as it empowers us to make the necessary adjustments in our behavior and mindset to achieve the results we desire. In relationships, self-awareness is key to building stronger connections with others. When we are self-aware, we understand our own needs, desires, and communication styles. This awareness allows us to express ourselves more clearly and authentically, fostering healthier and more meaningful interactions. It also helps us recognize how our behaviors and words affect those around us, allowing us to make conscious efforts to build positive, supportive relationships. The process of developing self-awareness is ongoing. It requires regular reflection, introspection, and a willingness to be vulnerable. The more we understand ourselves, the more we can grow and evolve. By becoming self-aware, we unlock the potential to live intentionally, make informed decisions, and align our actions with our highest aspirations. It is through this deeper understanding of ourselves that we begin to experience true transformation. Embracing challenges and failures is at the heart of personal and professional growth. Most of us, whether consciously or subconsciously, fear failure. We associate failure with weakness, inadequacy, and defeat. But in truth, failure is not the end of the road. It is simply a part of the journey towards success. Challenges and setbacks are not signs that we should stop, but rather signals that we are pushing our boundaries, expanding our capabilities, and stepping outside of our comfort zones. It is through embracing these challenges and failures that we ultimately grow and develop the resilience needed to achieve greater success. At its core, embracing challenges is about reframing our perspective. Challenges are often viewed as obstacles, things that prevent us from reaching our goals. However, when we choose to see challenges as opportunities for learning, they lose their power to defeat us. Every challenge presents us with the chance to acquire new skills, develop greater resilience, and gain deeper insight into our capabilities. Each time we confront a challenge, we not only test our current abilities, but also stretch them, discovering potential we never knew we had. Failure, much like challenges, is often misunderstood. In a society that celebrates success and achievement, failure is often seen as a stigma. Many fear that failing will define them, label them as incapable or unworthy. But the truth is that failure is an essential part of the learning process. We don't learn from success, we learn from failure. Each failure teaches us something valuable, whether it's a lesson in patience, adaptability, or perseverance. It helps us understand what doesn't work, which in turn brings us closer to discovering what will work. Embracing failure means accepting that setbacks are not permanent. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or potential, it's simply an indication that something needs to be adjusted or refined. The most successful people are not those who avoid failure, but those who keep moving forward in the face of it. They view failure as temporary and treat it as a stepping stone rather than an endpoint. The ability to rise after a failure is what distinguishes those who succeed from those who give up. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to pivot, to adapt, and to keep progressing toward the goal. When we embrace challenges and failures, we build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going when things get tough, and to maintain hope and determination despite setbacks. The resilience doesn't come from avoiding challenges, it comes from facing them head-on and learning how to adapt in the face of adversity. The more we encounter challenges and failures, the stronger and more resilient we become. Resilience is not built by avoiding difficulty, but by embracing it with a mindset of growth and perseverance. One of the key elements of embracing challenges and failures is persistence. The path to success is rarely linear. It is filled with detours, setbacks, and obstacles that can seem insurmountable at times. But persistence is the force that drives us to continue despite the difficulties. It is the unwavering belief that we can overcome anything if we don't give up. Persistence is not about having all the answers right away. It's about staying committed, trying different approaches, and refusing to let setbacks deter us from our goals. Embracing challenges and failures also requires a shift in how we define success. Success is not about never failing, it's about how we handle failure. It's about how we learn, adapt, and continue to move forward with a growth mindset. When we begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and failure as a part of the process, we stop fearing them. Instead, we welcome them, knowing that they are essential ingredients in our journey toward becoming our best selves. Effort plays a pivotal role in success. While talent and intelligence are often seen as the primary drivers of achievement, the truth is that without consistent effort, even the most gifted individuals will fall short of their potential. Success is not handed to anyone on a silver platter. It is earned through deliberate action, sustained effort, and a commitment to growth. The amount of effort we put into any endeavor directly influences the results we achieve. And the journey towards success is shaped by our willingness to invest in ourselves, our skills, and our goals. At the foundation of success is the understanding that effort is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. It's easy to look at someone who has achieved great things and assume that their success came effortlessly or that they had some innate advantage. However, the truth is that behind every success story is an incredible amount of hard work. Whether it's an athlete training for years to break records, a musician practicing relentlessly to perfect their craft, or an entrepreneur building a business from the ground up, success is driven by persistent effort. One of the most powerful aspects of effort is that it is within our control. Unlike natural talent, which we may or may not be born with, effort is something we can choose to give. No matter our starting point, we can always choose to put in the work. This means that even if we do not have an innate ability or skill, through effort we can improve, develop, and refine ourselves. The belief that effort can overcome initial limitations is empowering. It means that success is not determined solely by external factors, but by our own actions and decisions. Effort is also essential for cultivating resilience in the face of setbacks. When things get difficult, when obstacles arise, it is the effort we put into overcoming them that determines whether we will succeed. Resilience is not about avoiding challenges, but about continuing to push forward despite them. Every time we encounter failure or disappointment, it is the effort to rise again, learn from our mistakes, and adjust our approach that ultimately leads to success. Those who are willing to put in the effort to keep going, even when things get tough, are the ones who find a way to succeed. Moreover, effort is what turns potential into actual achievement. It's easy to have dreams and aspirations, but without the effort to back them up, they remain mere wishes. Success is not about having a dream, it's about taking consistent, focused actions toward that dream every single day. Every small effort compounds over time, building momentum that eventually leads to significant progress. It's not the big, dramatic actions that make a difference, it's a consistent, everyday effort that ultimately leads to long-term success. In addition, the quality of effort matters just as much as the quantity. It's not enough to simply work hard, we must work smart. Effort should be purposeful and aligned with our goals. Focused, directed effort is far more effective than aimless or scattered work. It's about setting clear intentions, developing strategies, and maintaining discipline to stay on track. Effort without direction may lead to burnout or frustration, but when we channel our energy toward meaningful actions, the results are far more impactful. Finally, effort builds confidence. Every time we put in the work and see progress, no matter how small, we reinforce the belief that we are capable of achieving our goals. Effort is the act of proving to ourselves that we can improve, that we can learn, and that we can achieve success. The more effort we invest, the more confident we become in our abilities, and this confidence propels us forward, creating a positive feedback loop of growth and achievement. Effort is the key to unlocking our full potential and transforming our aspirations into reality. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door to success. In a world that often values quick results and instant gratification, the power of persistence is sometimes overlooked or underestimated. Yet persistence is one of the most essential qualities that distinguish those who achieve greatness from those who give up in the face of adversity. It's not the absence of obstacles or failures that determine success, but the ability to keep moving forward despite them. Persistence is the relentless pursuit of a goal, regardless of how many times we fail or how long it takes to achieve our dreams. At the heart of persistence is the understanding that success rarely comes easily or quickly. The journey toward achieving meaningful goals is often long, uncertain, and fraught with difficulties. There will be moments when the road seems impassable, when doubt creeps in, and when the temptation to quit is overwhelming. However, those who persist are the ones who push through those difficult moments, who keep their focus on the end goal, and who refuse to let temporary setbacks define their ultimate path. Persistence is about having the courage to continue even when the outcome is uncertain and the path forward is unclear. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is that it allows us to turn failure into a learning experience. Failure is an inevitable part of the journey to success, but it is not the failure itself that defines us, it is how we respond to it. Those who persist see failure not as an end, but as a lesson to be learned. Every failure provides valuable feedback that can guide us toward improvement. When we persist, we refine our approach, adjust our strategies, and try again. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of our limitations, persistence enables us to see it as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. With every failure, we gain new insights that bring us closer to success. Persistence also builds resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going in the face of difficulty, and to maintain hope and determination despite the challenges that arise. Persistence strengthens our resilience by training us to endure hardship and to press forward when the going gets tough. Every time we push past a difficulty, we reinforce our mental and emotional strength. Over time, the act of persisting through challenges becomes a habit, one that allows us to face future obstacles with greater confidence and fortitude. Resilience is not born from avoiding difficulty, it is forged through persistence in the face of it. Moreover, persistence fosters a deep sense of commitment and discipline. To persist is to remain dedicated to a goal, even when the initial excitement wanes or the rewards are not immediately apparent. This commitment to the long-term vision is what sustains us during the inevitable periods of struggle. Persistence requires discipline, the ability to continue taking the necessary actions day after day, even when the results are not immediate. This unwavering commitment and discipline are what lead to breakthrough moments, the point at which all the effort and perseverance finally pay off. Success is rarely an overnight phenomenon. It's the result of consistent, focused effort over time. Ultimately, the power of persistence lies in its ability to transform the impossible into the possible. When we persist, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of achieving what once seemed out of reach. Persistence is the force that propels us beyond our limits, expanding what we believe is possible and helping us realize our fullest potential. It is the unshakable belief that no matter how many times we stumble, we can always get back up and keep moving forward. Through persistence, we learn that the only true failure is quitting, and as long as we keep going, success is within our reach. Reframing negative thoughts is one of the most powerful tools we can use to transform our mindset and improve our overall well-being. Negative thoughts are a natural part of the human experience, but they have the potential to shape our reality in ways that limit our growth, creativity, and happiness. These thoughts often stem from fear, doubt, or past experiences, and when left unchecked, they can cloud our judgment, reduce our confidence, and prevent us from achieving our goals. The ability to reframe these negative thoughts, however, is what empowers us to take control of our mental landscape and shift from a place of limitation to one of possibility. The process of reframing involves recognizing negative thoughts for what they are: mental patterns or habits that don't necessarily reflect the truth of the situation. Often we make assumptions or jump to conclusions based on past experiences or anxieties about the future, and these thoughts influence how we respond to current challenges. For instance, if we face a difficult situation at work, a negative thought might be, "I'm not good enough to handle this," or "I'll never be able to succeed." Such thoughts create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where we act in ways that reinforce the belief that we are incapable. However, by reframing these thoughts, we can shift the narrative. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," we might reframe it to, "This is a challenge, but I can learn and improve from it." Instead of "I'll never succeed," we can think, "Success takes time, effort, and persistence, and I'm willing to put in the work." One of the key steps in reframing is recognizing the cognitive distortions that often shape our negative thinking. Cognitive distortions are irrational patterns of thought that can make situations seem worse than they are. For example, catastrophizing is when we blow a small problem out of proportion and expect the worst possible outcome. Another common distortion is black and white thinking, where we see situations as all good or all bad with no middle ground. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in breaking free from them. Once we identify a negative thought, we can ask ourselves questions like, "Is this thought based on facts or assumptions? Am I exaggerating the situation? Or what evidence do I have to support this thought?" By doing so, we create space to challenge the validity of the negative thought and replace it with a more balanced and realistic perspective. Reframing is also about shifting our focus from what we can't control to what we can control. Many negative thoughts arise when we focus on external circumstances or events that are beyond our influence. For instance, we might have the thought, "The economy is bad and there's nothing I can do about it," leading to feelings of helplessness. By reframing this thought, we can redirect our energy toward things we can control. "While I can't change the economy, I can take proactive steps to manage my finances and find new opportunities." This shift in focus empowers us to take action and find solutions rather than dwelling on things outside our control. Another important aspect of reframing negative thoughts is practicing self-compassion. Negative thoughts often stem from harsh self-criticism or unrealistic expectations. When we make mistakes or face setbacks, it's easy to fall into the trap of negative self-talk, telling ourselves that we're failures or not good enough. Reframing these thoughts involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. Instead of beating ourselves up, we can reframe the thought to, I made a mistake. But that doesn't define me. I can learn from this and do better next time. Self-compassion allows us to approach challenges with a growth mindset, recognizing that mistakes are part of the learning process, not a reflection of our worth. By practicing reframing, we can gradually shift our overall mindset from one that is fixed and negative to one that is flexible, positive, and focused on growth. Over time, this shift not only improves our mental health, but also enhances our ability to navigate challenges, make better decisions, and ultimately achieve our goals. Framing negative thoughts is not about denying reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging our thoughts, challenging their validity, and choosing a perspective that serves our growth and well-being. In conclusion, the journey toward personal growth, success, and fulfillment is deeply influenced by the way we think and respond to the world around us. Embracing challenges, learning from failures, understanding the power of mindset, and consistently putting in effort are all key components of this journey. Yet, one of the most profound tools we have at our disposal is the ability to reframe negative thoughts. By shifting our perspective, we can overcome limiting beliefs, push past obstacles, and tap into our true potential. The power lies not in avoiding difficulties or waiting for perfect conditions, but in our willingness to persist, adapt, and grow through them. The mindset we choose to adopt, the effort we invest, and the way we handle setbacks ultimately determine the outcomes we create in our lives. Through persistence, self-awareness, and a growth mindset, we can transform challenges into stepping stones and failures into lessons, moving closer each day to becoming the best version of ourselves.